Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to one of my favourite stomping grounds. I'm back at Bedford Purlies. And oh my days, that is sunny. So, feels like it's been ages since I've been out with the camera. Yeah, actually, it's been a while. Reason being is obviously we've had this mini heat wave, and to be honest, I don't cope well in the heat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of hot weather. Autumn is my time of year. So, I'm shooting a wedding tomorrow, and decided, you know what, I've been getting all my gear together and almost been getting sort of itchy shutter button finger, and I just wanted to get out with the camera, to be honest with you. So I've come down to Bedford Purlies to see if I can find any macro shots, to be honest with you. Yeah, dipping back into some woodland macro. It feels like it's been a while since I've done that as well, let alone just been out with the camera. So yeah, obviously I've focused a little bit on my 2023 project going coastal. And as I say, with the weather, I've just not been out with the camera, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's a nice warm evening tonight, not too hot. The old shorts are out, as you can see, t-shirt on, no need for a jacket, but it's lovely. So anyway, I've come down here and I have no idea what I'm gonna find, because to be honest with you, it's now into the middle of June. Everywhere is overgrown, so I'm not actually sure I'll find any shots, which is leading on to what I wanted to talk about in this video. And that is, quite simply, don't just take shots for the sake of it. Now, we'll have a chit chat about that a bit later on, but for now, I'm gonna have a further wander into Bedford Purlies and actually see if I can see anything at all. Okay, so first shot, I've actually managed to find a shot after having a little wander around. I actually doubled back because I saw these little pinky flowers, and I thought, you know what, I'll go have a look at them and see. And as I actually looked closer, what I noticed was that they're not just a pinky flower, they're kind of a lilac-y colour, to be fair, not pink. But they have also got really deep purple markings on them. I have no idea what these are, but they look really, really nice. Now, what I am doing is, I've got a bit of an issue. And that issue is, there's a bit of a breeze. So it's not windy, it's just a bit breezy. And apparently there's a really disgruntled crow or jackdaw or something over there as well. Having a good shout, apologies if you can hear that. Never work with animals or children, as they say. So anyway, yeah, the problem I'm having is that, just as I say that, so the problem that I've got is this breeze, and obviously it's blowing that little plant around. But because I'm in a shadowed area, as you can see from this bright behind me, I'm actually in a shadow from the trees just over there. The problem that I've got is that I'm having to actually, I'm shooting on ISO 400 at the moment, and f11 to get a better depth of field because I'm in real close proximity. Yeah, that's the flower. That's the end of the lens. Now I have obviously got the circular polarizer on there as well. Probably don't need it right now, in fact at all, to be fair. But that is actually only giving me a shutter speed of 1/13 of a second, which is a bit of a problem with this breeze. Now I don't want to bump the ISO too high or anything like that either, so I'm kind of at a bit of a stalemate. If I manage to capture a single shot as well once that breeze drops, like I was just trying to a second ago, the problem that I've got is the depth of field is going to be really, really shallow, but I think that's probably all I'm going to manage in this instance. So yeah, let's have a look how this little bad boy turned out. Okay, so let's move further into Bedford Purlies. I tell you what, these trees are beautiful. When they're in full leaf, when it's autumn, whenever, the trees are absolutely beautiful. I think they're just birches. I'm not sure, to be honest. I like my woodwork, and yet I actually don't know what any of these trees are. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, descending further in. But while I'm having a wander and a look around, and so what I wanted to talk about today is about the whole, basically don't take images just for the sake of it. If you come out on a photography trip and you don't see anything, you have that impulse to almost just start photographing various things that are not actually that pleasing at all. Now, one thing I've learned from doing the vlogging and stuff is that it's a real draw to try and, but I've got to get pictures to get in this vlog. And it's one of the worst things, I think, personally, especially for beginners. It's one of the worst things you can do because I think it can really knock your confidence. Now, if you start taking a load of rubbish images just for the sake of taking images, it does mean that you're probably going to end up starting to really doubt yourself. So, unless you're sure of an image, don't take one. It's pointless. And to be honest with you, unless you do something like making videos and stuff for YouTube, all that'll end up happening is you'll probably end up with a load of raw files sat on your external hard drive that you never do anything with. Because you might have a brief look at them and go, well, they're not that good. I'll have a look at them another day. And you never do. So, yeah, unless you're certain of an image, or even if you think there's potential there, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If you think there's potential, take the shot. If it turns out not to be that good, then, you know, c'est la vie. But don't just start snapping away because you've come somewhere. Now, as I say, it's very, very easy for me to sort of be critical of this when I'm making videos and stuff, and I feel it's a photography channel at the end of the day. So hence, you know, three-legged thing, baseball cap, keeping the sun out my eyes. Little bit of promo though for three-legged thing. I'm actually not sponsored by him or anything like that, but big fan of my mate Brian. So yeah, I often get this urge to sort of snap away pictures that aren't necessarily going to be any good, and I actually have to stop myself and say, don't. It's not worth it. Because when you have a photography channel like this, my little teeny tiny place on the internet, you feel like you should be taking pictures to put in these videos that people are waiting for. Sorry, the sun's right behind me now. And it's one thing that I really have to stop myself, and let's raise that up, there we go. It's one thing I really have to stop myself from doing. So yeah, just a little bit of my 2p worth. Don't take photos for the sake of it. Especially as say beginners as well. Don't fall into that trap. But yeah. Right, I'm gonna have another little bit of a wander further rather than jabbering onto you guys for the minute. And yeah, I'll see if I find any more shots. Okay, next shot then. You probably can't see, but there's some of these little yellow flowers dotted around everywhere. Now, first of all, what caught my eye about this was actually these leaves are really shiny. Yeah, really shiny. And I was looking at them and then I noticed there is just one yellow flower right under the camera, which is why you can see that Brian's got his legs splayed out. I have got the centre console on. Centre column, sorry, I keep calling it a console. Centre column on. And I've got it pointing right down at the floor. Now, what I have got is I've got the very centre of, the flower in the very centre of the frame. And it's surrounded by all this lovely little green, I don't think, no, they're not ferns. Might be a type of fern, but I'm actually not sure. Now, the good thing is, because of its low positioning to the ground, it's actually not been affected by this breeze that you can probably see has just started again now. Camera's probably wobbling around everywhere. But yeah, it's really, really nice because the yellow is so vibrant and the greens are actually quite dark as well around it. It adds a really nice sort of feel to it. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with how this image looks on the back of the camera. Now what I did do as well is, if you remember, if you go back to my video that I did about getting assistance with focusing, is I've actually switched it into manual focus, zoomed in on the center, so magnifier, and I've literally just identified the very tips of the, I think they're called the stamen, where the pollen is held in the flower, to yeah, focus on those using manual focus. And then yeah, took the shot. So I'm hoping this one comes out all right, because I'm not sure that last one did, with the lovely sort of lilac coloured flower with the deep purple flecks on the petals. So I'm hoping this one comes out all right. I am not just bagging this shot because you know, I haven't got anything else to do, but I actually quite like the isolation along with the contrasting colours between the vibrant yellow and the deep green. It just works for me. So yeah, let's see if this one came out all right. Well, you would have just seen me in a rather interesting position on the floor. So yeah, there was a really nice composition of some leaves, and I hope you've seen it. because, yeah, I'm actually a big fan of it, to be honest with you. The problem I had is I couldn't get my tripod low enough. So I was hand holding. And the next problem was that I was having to shoot at ISO 800 just to get 1/30th of a second. And with my partially shaky hands crouching down at that kind of level, yeah, that weren't happening very well. So yeah, if you've seen the image, fantastic. If you've just seen a bit of B-roll of me crouching on the floor like a numpty, then yeah, you'll know the image didn't come out very well. So yeah, I'm just having a wander back to the car now, because I've actually got some images I'm quite pleased with, and none of the images I've taken are actually of ones that I weren't just taking for the sake of it. I was actually quite pleased with some of them. But yeah, let's keep wandering and see if I can see anything else that takes me fancy. Tell you what, I love this place. It is so beautiful. And yeah, there was some dog walkers just behind me. So when you go back to your car here, there's a little cut into these parts of the woods where I think they're beech trees, where they are. And there was a couple with a dog just walking behind me, and I literally was just having a little wander through here, and next thing I know, there's a massive rustling of leaves as a squirrel's bolting across. The dog wasn't following it or anything, but obviously it just heard them go back to the car and it'd gone running through the leaves. Oh man, I love being out in wildlife, and no, love being out in nature with the wildlife. So the other infuriating thing as well is that there's no mist or fog or anything like that coming through here, but it's obviously a very, very bright sun, and it's causing some really awesome light to hit these trees. And I'm just like, why didn't I bring anything other than the macro lens? It was like when I was down at Home Fen that time and didn't actually take anything with me and saw that gorgeous light at the end of the shot. That was my review for the Punked Brian tripod. So yeah, go back and check that video out as well. Now after seeing all of that, I'm kind of thinking, shoot the wedding tomorrow and then come back down here one evening next week once I know there's some sun. We are due some light showers next week as well. Now if we get some light showers and stuff, that'd be really awesome with the vibrancy of the colour and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, if I swing you around this way, don't think you're going to see it. There's just, some of these trees have just got a very small amount of light just kissing off them. It looks absolutely beautiful, as I saw it as I was walking back along the edge. I've not seen any more macro shots, but I think that's because I've been distracted by that light and a little bit, not disappointed, but it's just, you're kind of like spoiled child. Oh man. So yeah, oh, camera caught in a tree there. Yeah, so I think I've just been a little bit like that and not really been looking for any shots. But I'm quite happy with what I've got at the moment, to be honest with you. I'm just having a look around where I'm stood now. No, I'm not really seeing much in this bit, to be honest with you. I hoped I would do. But yeah, I've seen like several really nice woodland shots, even though there's no mist or separation or division or anything like that. But if you darken the image right down, you've just got that bit of light kissing off the trees and stuff. That should help with some separation and stuff. Oh man, the sound of the birds is beautiful down there. This is one of my favourite locations in Peterborough. You might have realised from the amount of time I come down here, but it's only like a 15-minute drive at the most from my house. So really easy to get to and just come down and do some work. And when you're doing things like macro and stuff, it's not like you're seeing the same stuff over and over again, because obviously you're not actually seeing Bedford Purlies in itself, you're just seeing the minutiae of it all. Yeah, which is helpful. Means you guys don't get bored of me coming down here, because I don't. But I can imagine you guys watching will do. Anyway, I'm sort of rambling on to you now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sign out. And if I see any more images, I'll stick them up at the end of the video. But to be honest with you, I'm hungry, so I think I'm going to go home and grab some scram. But yeah. So obviously, as per usual, if you've liked the video and the topic of the video with regards to, you know, don't take images for the sake of it, because it is detrimental. As I've said before, it can really knock your confidence, especially as a beginner, if you just feel like you should be out taking hundreds of pictures all the time, or you've gone to a certain destination and everything is just all wrong about it, but you take a picture anyway and then you look back and you go, oh man, that was rubbish. It's going to knock your confidence, and don't do it. Only take images when you're certain that you're going to at least be happy with the result of it, and it's not just going to live on your hard drive as a raw file untouched for the rest of its life. It's pointless, absolutely pointless. And you also know me as well, that I don't like sitting on the computer and editing images for too long, especially if they're going to be no good. So yeah, there you go. Again, my 2 pence worth. So yeah, obviously, as you say, if you like the video, give us the old thumbs up and drop some subscribes from the bottom. Plans coming up as well. End of next week, so obviously shooting the wedding tomorrow, so you won't see any of that. But end of next week, got a little one-night car camping trip. Should be out for sunset, sunrise, one other destination, and maybe 2. So I'm literally going to cram in that one as well. So yeah, subscribe and you'll be able to see those videos. And yeah, all that's left for me to say is this is my account. Take care and be safe, everyone. Peace.